Welcome to the Black Men Think podcast. If this is your first time here, know that the views and opinions expressed by the Black Men Think podcast are those of the Black Men Think podcast and not the individual members. With that being said, we're about to be unapologetically, undeniably black. Enjoy.
Yeah, man, we back with another episode, Black Men Think podcast. First off, before we get anything, man, I got to make sure we shout out our Patreon family. Like, we got a new Patreon member, new patron, a new
Okay.
thinker. Yeah,
New thinker in the house.
So shout out to I don't want to slaughter your name, fam, but Nahi, I think it's Nahi Miller. And should I call people whole government name out, bro? I just thought about that. I think they cool with it. They cool with it. Shout out to Nahi Miller, man. Like, you're a real one.
Let me ask you, Nahi, was it like Najee or Nah?
It's I don't think I should spell this man's name out like that.
Oh, you better put that man all the way out there.
Yeah, y'all want to put him on blast like that, but like, shout out to you, bro. Like, you know who you are. You know you subscribe to our Patreon, and like, one of our things, we want to make sure that we shout out people that are supporting us. So thank you for joining our Patreon, and anybody else that want to join too, make sure y'all join it and get new content. We actually dropped a vintage episode, something like when we were doing the other podcast. So it dropped that episode. So if you want to hear what we sounded like before we were Black Men Think, you should go and join our Patreon, because that's a pretty good episode. So y'all make sure y'all go over there.
That was raw.
Yeah, that was, boy, it was super raw. Super raw. And we were probably like 6 or 7 deep on that episode. So like, yeah, if y'all want to like the whole crew on an episode, y'all go and check that out. Definitely check it out. But I hear all that. Hey, I just got one question. What is something that you do that stereotypically other black men don't do? Say it again. I know that was a lot. Say it again in your head.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Well, one thing I can say is, I don't know if I can say I do this, but I've done this.
Mm-hmm.
I've snorkeled.
Snorkel.
Like, for one, snorkel.
I don't know why I thought you said snore.
Oh, nah.
Okay, got you.
Nah, I'm about to say most black men probably snore, but nah, I snorkel, though. Like, I ain't even talking about like no little coral reef stuff. Like, I'm talking about in the middle of the ocean. Like the coast is over there, and then like, it was like in the middle of the night, and then you look down and you see all these massive manta rays. So I went out. So this is like this is a story that kind of started cool and then it ended crazy. So, my wife and I, we're on our honeymoon or whatnot. So, we're doing these little excursions. And one of the excursions we decided to do was to go swim with manta ray in the middle of the ocean.
Dope. Like,
big old, y'all know what manta rays are, man. Got them big wings. But I ain't talking about like no little ones that's like the size of your chest. I'm talking about one that's like massive. Wingspan massive, like, like at least 30 feet wide wingspan, crazy. Like, and so like they throw these blue, some kind of lights down at the bottom of the ocean floor. So like when you go out, you have to jump out as a group on the boat. You literally jump out the boat. Your group grabs this ring and y'all swim out like far from the boat. And then there's all these other boats kind of surrounding the area. And they've thrown these like little, like, I don't even know what to call them. It's almost like black lights to the bottom of the ocean floor. And so like you look under and you can see them. And then all of a sudden there's like the things, if y'all been to the aquarium, if you in Georgia, you done seen like Georgia, the big Georgia aquarium, you done seen the big manta rays coming through. I'm talking about that size, like, and they just right up under you. And it's insane. And then the small ones is coming up to you and they just like keep doing these little flips right up under you. So they like this close to your face. And I don't know. It was insane. Dude, it was crazy.
Wow.
What made it terrible, it was my first time snorkeling. Matter of fact, it was me and my wife's first time, right? So, everybody else, they not us. Put it like this. It wasn't no black man. It wasn't no black man thinking out there with us. It was just me and her. And it was everybody else that typically does stuff like that. they were breathing just fine, you know, just down there having a blast, and, like making noises and all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to figure out why I can't breathe. Like I'm in the middle of the bro, I'm in the middle of the ocean and everybody is having a blast. And I'm thinking like, okay, I'm losing air by the minute. Like I can't breathe. The guy next to me is like, if you snorkel before, and I'm assuming some of our listeners have not, right? Because Black men typically don't do stuff like this.
Yeah.
You have to like blow out the air through your mouth as you snorkel or something, and it comes shooting out. It's weird. You have to hold the little pipe thing. You know, this is not like scuba diving. This is snorkeling. Like scuba diving, you got the little thing over your mouth that's giving you oxygen. No, this is like all you got is a little mask to cover your eyes and a little pipe coming out your mouth. You got to breathe in and out of your mouth.
Right.
And then you got to blow the water that's getting in because, you know, waves are crashing. So you got to blow the water in or blow the water out, bro. And man, when I tell you, like, the dude next to me was constantly blowing salt water in my face. And like, so this coming out, like, he's like, and all of his spit and salt water is just flying at me and flinging in my face. My wife is like, maybe, I guess she's right around, like near me, but, you know, she keeps looking like she's not enjoying herself. And then finally, I'm like, all right, I'm having a hard time breathing. I feel like I'm about to pass out in the middle of the ocean. I ain't trying to go out like that.
Right. Oh, yeah.
While at the same, on my honeymoon, while at the same, like I legit can't breathe. So I'm like putting all this energy into trying to stay like afloat, can't breathe, I'm tired, you know, while at the same time, like she's freaking out. So, you know, this guy, he's dealing with somebody else. I don't know if this person was drunk or something, I don't know, but he's like, all right, I'm gonna take her back to the boat. So him have to grab my wife and this other woman and like swim what felt like a mile, bro, back to the boat. Like literally got to swim back to the boat. I'm already exhausted. So by the time we get back on the boat, bro, we are both lifeless. And then the boat is not moving anymore. So it's just rocking. Everybody else still out there having a good time. The Black people have aborted mission. and all we doing is hurling on the boat. But saying all that to say, I snorkel. Mission accomplished.
So let me ask you about the whole snorkeling thing, right? So you go out there, because I haven't snorkeled before, but when you go out there, do you have on like so there's no oxygen tank or anything, you just like in the water, so your only support is holding on to the
So no oxygen tank, but they do give you these like body suits that naturally help you float.
Okay, gotcha.
So the problem is mentally you freaking out because you looking around, it's nothing but dark water around you.
Right.
Off the coast of Hawaii, bro. I'm like, bro, I ain't trying to go out like this. Like, it's got to be something that I don't know the size of it.
Yeah.
Other than this manta ray swimming up under me, I'm thinking I'm gonna get eaten by a shark. I mean, it's mind trippy, bro.
I got you.
Again, we seem like we're the only people tripping.
Right. Would you do it again?
I think, you know, I would. I mean, I'm not scary like that, so I feel like, you know, okay, I knew what I didn't do right last time, so I'm gonna try something else. But I'm probably gonna need a little practice in the pool with the breathing.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about it, bro. And then the way it was just. I tried again, but bro, what I'm talking about.
It was different.
It was different. It was different.
I got it. What about you, Corey? What's something that you do that's
man? I should have gone first, man, because
I was out there, dog.
He got a story, did he?
Titanic.
So I was gonna say, I would say for me, it deals with my credit. Like I think something that I do that most Black men don't do is like I'm a stickler when it comes to my credit. Like I always want to have excellent credit, so I'm always checking it, you know, checking to see if there's any you know fraudulent stuff going on. So I mean, I don't think that's the typical Black man, you know, something that a typical Black man does often. But
you check it.
That's for me.
How often you check it?
Probably maybe out of a week, maybe 3 or 4 times.
Is that out of the
Oh
week?
dang, dog.
Yeah.
Bro, you like, man, you making sure you ain't got no fraud.
Yeah, man. Credit important, man. Hey, you teach your kids early, man. Don't jack your credit up.
Yeah, bro. Like, but 3 times a week, that might be a little obsessive, bro. Like,
It's some people don't check their bank account that often.
That's true.
yeah. Oh, I know you check your bank account every day. If you check your credit score
Yeah, you got to do that.
You probably checking out every transaction. Make sure you ain't got double charge.
Got to set up them alerts, dog. Give you them but I mean you bring up a good point. Like, we joking, but you bring up a good point. Like, credit monitoring is definitely a real thing that y'all should look into. Just like outside of credit monitoring, it's another thing too that's called it's like credit recovery. I might be having the name of it wrong. I got it like kind of tied in with all type of insurance and things like that. But where like they alert you if some fraudulent activity happens on your account, but then they also help you go through and resolve any issues that are there that wasn't caused by you. So I think I use a company called Xander. This is not an ad, but if y'all want to check them out, y'all can do it on your own time. Bro, I asked y'all that question. It's a couple of things that I think I do that I don't believe that stereotypically that other black men do. Like, of course, the first one is golf for sure. Like, bro, I know that I'm like heavy into golf at this point in my life and this stage in my life, and I mean, even when I go and play golf, I do see more black men going out to play golf. But yeah, bro, when you out there, there's still shock. I'll say this: the black men that I normally see playing golf, they're older, retired black men. There's not like a lot of black men our age, 40 and under, that I see on a regular basis, right? And especially like younger, you don't see that as often. Not saying that you don't see it, but definitely not as often. Because when I'm out there, I always get the looks like, for one, like, what are you doing out here on a Monday,
Yeah,
like, bro? Like, so I get the questions of like, what do you do, because you're out here on a
yeah.
Monday and you're half my age. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing
Right.
on a Monday? That you can do so. But yeah, man, the other thing too is just my wife and I, man. Like, we really are into the do it yourself type projects. We are heavy viewers of HGTV, like
Mm,
heavy viewers of
okay.
HGTV. So, um,
Have y'all done any projects?
yeah, bro. Like, the garden. Like, I built
Oh yeah.
some things in the garden, and now that I got the okay, I'm gonna build some more things. Like, I kind of was, you know, keeping it kind of simple, but yeah, that. My wife, she's actually starting a podcast, so we building out her set currently.
Oh,
Like, so,
dope.
like, yeah,
That's
man,
dope.
but we enjoy doing that. We enjoy doing it, and it's funny. We started doing it, not even realizing that we were doing anything. It was just kind of on some, oh yeah, let's just do this or let's do that, and we realized it was something that we actually enjoy doing. So, um, we're gonna build some furniture too, like a table here and some other things
Yeah.
like that. So, um, but yeah, man, that
I
I don't
just
go ahead.
oh go ahead.
No, no, I was done. I was done.
I was gonna say it's something that I don't do that most black men probably do.
What's that,
Bruh, moment of truth, dog. I don't play spades, man.
bro?
Oh man,
I don't play spades, dog. Like I
that's a whole nother podcast or 2 or 3 or 4.
I don't know nothing about what is it, a renege, is a book, is that a proper term, a spades term?
I mean, you
Yeah,
got the terms
right.
down pat.
I don't have a clue what they mean though.
Yeah, bro. And
Now I was the kid who, at the cookouts, at the family gatherings, like everybody at some point would descend on what was at that time period known as the den.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And pop, granddad would have the records playing. You know what I'm saying? From some Curtis Mayfield, some Otis Redding, and all that kind of stuff on Earth, Wind, and Fire. And it's about 3, 4 tables going. They going from Spades, Big West. I don't even know what other type of card games they got, but they were playing them. That's all I know. They was in there slapping them cards on the table. You know, you
Yeah.
got to rise up when you hit them things down. Pop, you know.
You got
Brian,
the
no,
motion down, bro. You got the
I
motion.
seen it, bro. I came up around it. I seen it. I know nothing, bro. If it ain't Uno, I can't even shuffle cards, bro.
Man. Black card 3 and 4 gone, boy.
Dang.
You
I don't
know,
even know how to shuffle cards.
no, so like Corey, I mean, cause like Corey, that's my spades partner, right? So when I do play spades, I play with.
Crazy, bro. We haven't played in years, man.
We haven't played in years. Yeah, we haven't played in
It's
years. It
Y'all think
come
y'all
right.
rusty?
Nah, never. It'll come right back, dog. Cause we play spades. That's the thing. Like we play spades for real. But I always wonder because I can't remember where or when I started playing spades. Like I can't tell you that starting point for me. But I know that I play spades. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you who taught me how to play spades. I can't tell you the first time I played. I have no clue. But yeah, I'm a spades guy for sure.
No,
never
I just
it's not too late, man. If you
no, it
will,
is. It's too
It's too
late.
late,
It's
dog.
too
It's
late.
too late. It's too late.
It's too late.
Cause ain't nobody gonna
Like
have
for
the
real, somebody tried to
patience.
teach me.
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna have the patience to teach
Like
you.
I tried to learn. I think I tried to learn in college at one of our parties, and by the time I sat down for about 5-10 minutes with some like partner that knew how to play, they were like, "All right, bro, you just need to get up, dog. We
Yeah,
wasting our time."
like I think you can learn how to play, but you really gonna have to like. This is crazy, but you're gonna have to learn on your own or like learn by just watching because the thing about spades, especially as a matter of fact, I don't know if I've ever seen a white person play spades, but that's a whole
That's what I
nother.
need to learn with. I need to go learn
No,
with some
no,
black
not,
people.
not even that. What I was gonna say is the only thing about spades when you're sitting down playing it, it's such a competitive game that nobody has time to show you.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That's the only thing. So it's kind of like you have to learn on your own or just learn by watching other people play because if we were to go and say we playing spades at your game night and you say like, "Oh man, I want to kind of learn how to play." Bro, nobody you're going to be the odd person out. You know what I'm saying? So you have to
Mm.
almost have to find somebody else that don't know how to play spades and y'all just partner up. So at least you're playing against people who going to like you going to get crushed but there won't be the level of disrespect versus if you tried to like be on my
Yeah.
team and then try to play Corey against somebody else who don't know how to play spades. Like we gonna be pissed off at y'all trying to play.
Sidebar, dog. Why are people so emotional about the game of spades?
I have no clue. Can't
It's
answer.
just competitive, bro.
It's
It's just like
competitive.
why people get emotional when they play basketball. It's just
Nah, bro. No, listen, bro. It's
it's just
one thing to like lose a game at LA Fitness. But people fight like over spades, dog. Like legit, family members don't talk to each other over spades.
100%. This is real life.
Why though? Like what? Like I see. That was my thing. I never understood why it mattered so much. You know.
It's a
I
competition.
guess I'll never know. I guess I'll
there's
Yeah,
never
one.
know.
you
If you
feel
know,
like
you know.
yeah, it is definitely if you know, you know. But like I can't answer that question for you, bro. I have no clue why it's such a competitive game, but it is. Like people start talking junk as soon as you sit down on the table. That and dominoes, bro. Like Bones, you know how to play Bones, domino?
I don't play bones either.
I don't know how to play dominoes,
Oh man, I guess I'm the blackest person on this podcast.
but this is another thing too. It depends on who you playing with because most older people they don't like playing with jokers.
Oh yeah. They don't play
But
Joker Deuce Deuce.
some people play with jokers. Some people don't. No, I'm tripping. Not jokers. I'm tripping.
Deuce.
Deuce is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm talking about jokers. Scratch that. Not jokers. Deuce is wild.
They don't play Deuces Wild. They play and you got some people that only play Ace High too. Like they don't play with the Jokers. But
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck y'all talking about. That's crazy. It's like a language. What the heck is all of that? See, that's what
no,
I'm saying, man.
to be honest
It's
with
too
you,
late for me.
no. It's not a hard game to learn how to play. Like you really, if you, because I can tell you haven't learned how to play because you're really not interested in learning how to play for real.
Bingo.
You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
Like, but if you
You
really
you
want to learn how
explained
to
me.
play, like you can sit down and watch. It's not that hard because a lot of it is just you trying to beat a card. So I'll tell you
Mhm.
this. Okay, we'll have a quick breakdown of it. How long we been
Thank
recording?
you.
Quick breakdown. So the game is called Spades. So I can't. We're gonna cut out the jokers, the jokers and the deuce of diamond and deuce of spade, because that's where it gets confusing for people that don't know how to play. So if you look at cards, you know what your cards are, right? You start at the ace. Well, really, don't even say the ace. You start at from two all the way up to joker, queen, king. You understand what that is, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So
For the most part.
so you got four different suits. You got diamonds, clubs, spades, and hearts.
Okay.
The game is called Spades, so that lets you know that the spades are the cards that you want to have in your hand ultimately. So
Okay.
if we were to throw out cards, right? Like if I threw out a three of heart, and so whatever
Mm-hmm.
leads, you have to play you have to play the suit that leads. So if I lead
So I
with
have to play
hearts,
with hearts.
you got to play with hearts, and the goal
Okay.
is to get the book, and the book is you got the highest card amongst the four people that's playing, right? So you get
So
what I'm
you
saying?
know,
No, no, no.
I'm
Think about it. So if I throw out the three of
okay.
hearts, Corey throw
Yeah.
out the ten of hearts. Your somebody else, my other partner, will throw out.
I need to throw out a king of hearts.
There you go. You want to try to throw out the
Okay.
highest card, unless here's the caveat: unless your partner has already thrown out what you think will win the book. So, say for example, if your partner threw
Mm,
out the queen of hearts,
hmm
you know that you got
It's a
the
good chance.
you got the king and the ace in your hand.
Hmm
You're gonna throw off. You're gonna throw like a lower,
Oh, I see.
a lower, like you'll throw out a two or whatever, so you don't want to cut your partner out of a book.
Because you want them to win that moment with the card that they put down, right?
Yeah, because you're killing yourself. Like if you were to go and cut your partner out of a book and throw down the king, you essentially just gave away two books. Like he could have got that book
Oh,
and
that makes
you got a
sense.
chance to get the king. So
Now
that
That
your
makes sense.
partner matters.
yeah, now your partner mad at you for real. Like he
See what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
yeah,
It's too
yeah, your partner.
emotional.
Yeah, because you cut it. That term is called cutting your partner out of a book. Like you cut him out of a book. That's what happened.
Okay. That's how
So
partners end up.
One of the other keys is too, you got to be able to watch. You got to pay attention because you can kind of know, like, all right, this has already been played, so
mhm.
I can play this or I can play that. So you got to
Okay.
pay.
It's a memory game, bro. It really is a
Sound
memory.
like Uno, dog.
I
Sound
mean,
like Uno.
it has some very similarities of Uno, so to speak. Um, I would say it's probably closer to what like I declare war, not I declare war. Basically, the higher card. You're trying to play
Hmm
the higher card at the end of the day.
Okay.
But there is strategy. There's more strategy that we're leaving out. But at the end of the day, you and your partner are on team with each other. So you
Gotcha.
don't want to cut your partner out of a book, but at the same time, you want to make sure that y'all are winning the book as a team.
Dog, I appreciate this, dog. You just gave me most of the knowledge I ever learned in my life about spades. It's a shame it's gonna end after this podcast,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
ain't gonna
it's
care
over
after
with.
this.
Yeah,
But
yeah. You can
Hey,
always go back.
your wife know how to play spades, right? I think.
yeah,
Yeah,
she play. I think she
Yeah,
like
I thought she did. I couldn't remember. I couldn't
yeah.
I
remember.
feel
I
like she
thought,
used to play.
yeah, yeah.
But
But
that
I don't know.
really,
I know
Well,
you said yours don't play, JD. Yeah, because you said, oh, she played, but she don't like playing with you, right?
yeah, she don't like playing. Like she,
Yeah, I
no,
remember you.
that's crazy.
she will play. She might be a good teammate for you to have, Mo. Like, cause she know. I'm saying, like, being real, like she knows the game, but
Uh,
she's not gonna be like, she's not gonna be super competitive, and she's not like great at spades. So it's kind of like you can learn from her because she know the basic rules, but you won't feel that pressure of like reneging or anything like that. So yeah, my wife would be a good partner for you. She won't be a good partner for me. She can't play spades with me. We learned
dang.
no, bro. We learned that early on in marriage, bro. I was like, oh no, like you can't be my spades partner. It's cool. Like I love you
That, that
dearly,
keep
but
that keeps the
Bro,
peace in the home.
that's the thing. You have to be honest with your partner, man. You got
yeah,
to be like, hey, you don't know how to play. I can't
That's
play with
crazy.
yeah. If you don't know how to play, it's cool. We could do
you.
something,
Yeah, it's
like,
cool. Ain't no hard feelings.
but don't come here trying to play spades with me, fam. Like it ain't gonna work.
That is crazy, man. The universal game
Yeah,
of
we
black
should.
people.
Yeah, it is a universal game of black people, and I said it earlier, bro. I really do not know of white people playing spades.
Didn't it used to be like one white dude playing spades in
At Georgia
in
State.
the Georgia State.
Yeah, I remember he had like red hair and he wore glasses. I feel like maybe
I,
I
if I
vaguely
could go
remember.
back, I would like to confirm whether or not the people that were in that courtroom or whatever it was, little
Graduated.
lounge area. No, if they were even enrolled in college,
Oh yeah,
dude, because they were there all day
They were
long.
there
Like,
all the time, bro.
bro.
and I think
They were
every college has this.
already there.
Huh?
I said they were already there, always there.
Yeah, they were always like, bro. It became a thing. They were the Spades crew. Like we would come in if they weren't playing in the no, they weren't playing in the plaza. They were playing in the university center.
Yeah.
So
In the little room.
yeah,
Yeah.
you would come in the university center, bro. Like they set up, ready to play, and they will always be playing. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure some of them had to be enrolled, bro. Like you just can't be on campus like that. I mean, well, actually at Georgia State at the time, you really could.
But
Nah,
good.
Yeah, there were definitely people we knew who did not go to Georgia State who were just like on
on a daily basis.
yeah, on the daily. Yeah, yeah. So
You know what I'm
scratch
saying?
everything I just said. Just
Even lived in the village too. So
yeah, that's a fact. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
dog, we don't see NBA stars, we don't see music stars
All of
chilling.
the above. Yeah, all of the above for sure. Matter of fact, I kind of want to. This might be a good chance opportunity to go on Patreon and we could talk about some of that behind the.
Share a little bit.
We could
We
do
done
that.
had some experience.
Yeah, but before that though, I know we want to do a Black History fact. It is Black History Month. We want to make sure that we do that. Did you have
Yeah,
one?
absolutely. I'm pulling one up right now. You know what I'm saying? We still got to celebrate our own.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm trying to think if this is a good little episode because I mean, you kind of make me think about like the unique things that we do. I dropped this as I'm pulling up this fact real quick.
Okay.
I say one of the last things that I think I do that a lot of black men don't do is show their emotions. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? Like I don't mind, you know, hugging my boys, kissing them on the forehead, you know. I'll cry at a movie.
mm,
I don't watch a lot of movies that make me cry, but if I don't mind crying at a movie, I just don't mind showing my emotion.
yeah.
A lot of black men, we shell up. We feel like that's a sign of weakness, but you know,
That'll be
I didn't have a dad that was like he didn't shell up his emotions. So I guess I kind of learned that.
that's good. I think we should have an episode of like we talk. Yeah, yeah, that'll be dope. Like when the last time you cried, and like just really
Mm,
talk about it. I think that'll be a dope episode just to kind of go in and talk about just the emotions of a black man and the things that we have to go through and things like you said, things that we shell sometimes
mhm.
unknowingly. You know what I mean? I think that'd be a dope episode. So, um, but yeah,
hey,
man.
what's quick question, man? What was the last movie you cried over? I'm just curious.
For me,
Yeah.
oh, the one that I noticed couldn't possibly be the last movie that I cried at. I just can't remember, but I would say the one that I know like where I weeped was Black Panther.
Okay.
Like,
You said
like
Black
I think I
Panther.
Black Panther as as entertaining as that movie was from just I like superhero movies and stuff. Bro, I cried so much in that film,
Just
and I
overall,
think
or was there a certain scene?
yeah, I think it had more to do with like because I started crying as soon as the joint came on, dude, and I think it was at a time where I was so proud to see us like portrayed with such excellence
Gotcha.
that like I guess all that like pain of a black man and all that stuff just kind of came out of me and it never stopped. So it
Gotcha.
was like different periods of the movie. I probably cried like 4 or 5 times in that film, like weeped.
Bro,
And so yeah.
I had it on like the other day, right? Because the
Mhm.
girls they have like a ABC Mouse, and so like they have different books. So Black Panther is a book inside of ABC Mouse. So like my oldest has been
Mm.
going through the book and reading it, and I was like, oh yeah, let me put Black Panther on, and then I started watching. I was like, yeah, not yet, like because I just thought like I mean even
Yeah.
though it's not there's just too much like some of the action in is like just too much for a 4-year-old in my opinion. Like I know y'all do what you
Mm.
want to do with y'all kids, but like like the gun usage and stuff like that. I was just like, yeah, this is different than
No,
the
I
book
feel you.
that you're reading. You know what I mean? So I had to turn it off. But we had got into it for a second. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, let me just cut this off. I don't think y'all ready for this just yet. I don't want y'all doing shooting money guns and all of this stuff, all around. Trina called home and like, what's going on with Jay doing? I was like, yeah, my fault. So
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, man. Well, listen, I got a Black History fact for you guys. This is a very, very another common name. I like dropping stuff on names that are, typically portrayed in the public, but you might not know something special about them because sometimes, things are publicized and they get like, everybody knows MLK. I had a dream speech, but nobody knows the other speeches that he said, where he said things that were probably even more impactful than what he said in the I Have a Dream speech. But for instance, Benjamin Banneker, right? A name that we all grew up hearing. He was one of the names that were typically in history books, even though a lot of our Black facts and Black history was left out of history books.
right.
But he was a scientist and a mathematician. But he's also credited with helping to design the blueprints of Washington, D.C. So
I know that.
if you've been to D.C., and I mean, even with the changes in D.C. now, it's such an intricate city. Like when you really pay attention to how streets and roads are like the paths are designed, like it's one of the most unique, I think, cities in terms of streets that I would say America has, in my opinion. But yeah, he's credited with some of that design. So little known fact.
That's dope. That's dope. So look, make sure we get our Ask a Black Man in real quick. Oh wow, this is a pretty dope question. What's one of your worst habits? Corey, you can
Go
start
ahead, Corey.
kick us off with it.
One of my worst habits. Uh, I would say probably overthinking stuff. Yeah, of
Okay.
course, I think that would probably be like, sometimes when I look back on stuff, I mean, it can be simple stuff. And I'm like, man, I just put too much time and energy into overthinking it instead of just go ahead and do it. And,
Gotcha.
yeah. So I think overthinking is probably one of my worst habits.
Gotcha.
Mm.
What about you, Mo?
Um, Probably staying up too late.
Mm.
It's one of those constant battles and struggles that we talk about even on the podcast. Things that I can't seem to. I mean, I've had a good stretch actually for the last few weeks. I think I've done my due diligence in trying to go to sleep. Most recently though, I kind of fell off a little bit. So
Gotcha.
just not getting enough rest, knowing that I need to, but still finding a reason to stay up, put some music on, watch something. It's just bad habit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of both of those actually. Like I know I don't get the right amount of sleep. I've been doing a lot better recently. Really just within like the last year I've been um making sure. I think I am one thing that I've been struggling with, I would say, is not even overthinking, but like just being in my head. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times I'll
Mm-hmm.
be in my head about things that don't even really require to be in your head about. Like it's amazing what the brain will do, bro. Like you can really, like Corey said, just overthink or you know project things that not even really there, so to speak. Like if you just give your brain that power to do so, as opposed to just like really don't let things fester. Like if something
Yeah,
happened, address it then, as opposed to just kind of like, oh, let me think about it, let me process it. Just like no, sometimes you just got to go ahead and say it, and then like apologize later if it's offensive or you know what I'm saying, or out of tact or anything like that. Because I think a lot of times, man, when you sit down and try to process stuff, you end up putting more on you than you actually need to put on you because some things don't really need that type of detailed attention. It could be something as
yeah,
simple as just saying like, "Yo, just say what was on your mind at the moment, and then deal with whatever comes after that, as opposed to trying
right.
to calculate your steps, so to speak, if that makes sense." So, that was a good question. That was a real good question. So yeah, man. But other than that, we're gonna go over to Patreon, man, and talk a little bit more. I don't know. We might even play a game of spades or something. I don't know. We might.
Do they have virtual spades? Is spades
um,
virtual yet?
Yeah, yeah. They got apps, bro. They got apps, but they don't play the way that like the way black people play Joker, Joker, Deuce, Deuce. You ain't gonna get that on the app.
Yeah,
You
Well, I just feel like if you can't slap the card on the table, I mean, what's the point?
but an app might be a good way for you to learn, bro, because you're playing against computers. So
bro, you play in the metaverse on the Oculus or something. You start,
No, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's a reality now.
yeah, that's wild, bro. But look, we thank y'all. We appreciate y'all for tuning in to Black Man Think podcast. Um, look, I still don't. What was our sign off, bro? I completely forgot what we used to do to sign these things off. And
No, we used to ask our fans to subscribe, rate, and review. You know, make sure. Go ahead, dog. Run with it. I just threw you the alley oop.
I appreciate it, man. So make sure y'all subscribe, rate, and review. Leave a comment, all of that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend because the only way that we grow is through you. So with that being said, Black Man Think Podcast. We'll see y'all next week.
The Black Men Think Podcast.